So, hello and welcome back, guys, to another live trade recap. So, today we are going to do the trade recap that I've taken on 26th March 2026. So, let's get on with it very quickly. So, here I had taken a in Lucid, I've taken a break even trade, and it was completely my mistake. So, it was overall like instead of like taking a what you say taking partial, I had opened another lot. So, that was again my mistake. So, yeah, let's just quickly jump into the trade recap. So going on to the day, higher time frame, as you can see, market outlook, two possible scenarios. First was we could either break through this 15-minute gap and we could continue to the upside, then eventually take out the buy side liquidity and eventually go and take out all this low resistance liquidity present to the upside of us. Okay. And the second scenario which could happen is we could start rejecting this 15-minute and we could take out the sell side liquidity and continue to the downside. Okay, but as you can see, as the market started open, it started rejecting the 15-minute gap, and we also had an SMT to the sell side liquidity. Market came and took out the sell side liquidity. Then we had a bullish SMT to the bullish SMT, and we market started rallying to the upside. Oh, then I had taken my trade there. So let's just go to the quick update how I had taken the trade here. So many people have entered this 3-minute long order. There was a 30-second short as well. I studied long as well. This 30-second long, as this got filled, many people entered here. Stop loss below this target is, but since I trade macro, I have to wait for my time window to open, then I can form an entry. Okay, so as soon as this is around what 9:44, so I had a little bit early entry. I have written down in the journal as well, 9:48. So it was a little bit premeditated, as like I thought that we can eventually miss this move because already we had jumped up very, like we are already rallied up before the macro had opened. Okay. So as you can see, I'll just show you the session recording as well. This is the session recording. The market started rejecting this 15-minute gap before macro open 9:33. After market open, this red candle, this black candle is the market open big one. So after this happened, I'm waiting for my macro to open. I'm just waiting and reacting to what is happening. Then we come down, eventually take out the sell side liquidity, and we form a bearish SMT. And SMT was formed here. Sorry, bullish SMT. Okay, we formed a bullish SMT. Now I'm waiting for this 3-minute fair value gap to get ran through. So then I can look to target the 1 hour FVG to the upside. Okay, because if this 3-minute holds, then we could continue to the downside. If it doesn't hold, then we could continue to the upside. So I'm just waiting here for my opportunity. As you can see, I'm waiting here. As we This is what 9:45. So we start getting nice volume to the upside. So eventually I had thought that, as you can see, this red line, this is the SMT, bullish SMT. So I had thought that we could rally up, then we could get a nice retracement and we could enter off of the 15-minute IFBG. But that didn't happen. We just rallied up and then we got a little bit retracement of into the 1-minute FBG. Now, as you can see here, so we got a little bit retracement here. There was the 3-minute FBG was very low, so I just took the trade off of this 1-minute FBG and marked out this 1-minute FBG, and the market started rejecting the consequent encroachment of the gap. Then I went on to the lower time frame and took the entry there. Okay. As you can see, I waited for the lower time frame. I was waiting for the change the state of delivery because now it was a little bit confusing as well. Confusing in a way of how I should place my entry because already we have had this much move. Then if you go on to the higher time frame is still bearish. Okay, now this is technically a reversal trade because overall, if the market still wanted to continue to the upside, like see, already we have rallied up this much before the macro opened. Okay, now after the macro has not opened here, we see in the bottom right corner 9:47 p.m. So before that only we got a nice change the state of delivery. So now I'm thinking whether I should enter or wait for the market because two things could happen. 9:50, if I would have not entered here, market would have been here 9:50. Then I would have not gotten entry because already we have rallied up so much. Okay, so that's why I have marked out the change the state of delivery in 30-second time frame, rejecting off of this 1-minute gap because there are two gaps, 1 minute, two gaps formed. So you need to take it off the first gap because if first gap just disrespected, then most likely the second gap will also get disrespected. So as the first gap started holding the 1 minute gap, then I formed a change the state of delivery and I had taken my entry right there, put the stop loss just below this low, and I had entered with three lots. Now the mistake what I had made here, I had put my break even point here. Okay, this was my break even point. Now while the market touched there, instead of I had in this point, wait, let's just pause the video here. If you see here, I entered the three contract. Okay, I pressed three. Oh, see, I'm waiting here. Now I pressed three. Now, what I meant to do was after the market will come to here, then I will sell one contract because technically I have bought three. So if I need to close one position here, one contract, then I need to sell one. But I had thought that I had sold because last two trades were both of them were sell trade. So I got a little bit confused in what should I do, and I didn't get confused because I did it very quickly. So as the market touched this, I pressed buy here. I didn't realize that. While I was closing the trade, then I thought like, what? How am I not in profit? Then I realized that instead of closing what, I had added another one. Okay, but if the trade would have run yesterday, then it would have been a solid bunch of profit. But sadly, that didn't happen. As you can see, I was just waiting for here market to come here. I put my target to the external buy side liquidity, and my break-even point was this 15-minute gap, break-even and partial. So market started coming here, it started rejecting off of this 50 minute. Now you could argue this 950 AM, this is technically now 950 AM. So here, for me to enter, I need to see another CISD here also. So technically, it will be the same, but my stop loss would have been here or here as well. I don't know. I don't know what decision I would have more made there. But if you see here, like from entry, this is the entry, and this much point is $50 loss. Okay, this was completely miscalculated because previously there was the handles that I had reached was 37 handles. I had reached I had taken two contacts. Sorry, I had taken two contacts in previous video if you have seen. And there, if I would have lost, I would have made lost around $100. So I was thinking that we could have uh, reached a little bit more. So then I opened three. Now three contact to here, it is. I think so it will be more than like if this much is $50, so this much is $100. So this much is more than $200. So that was a little bit mistake in my part. I think so. I could have opened two contracts yesterday, but no, already it has been done. So 950 m is night right now. So technically, my entry would have been same. If you see the 30 second, this technically the sell change the state of delivery, but stop loss would have technically been under this low. So I'm waiting for here to further confirmation to come to this low. This was my partial plus break even point. Okay, this is my break even point. So as you can see, market started rallying up. It broke through the 1 hour. Now I had a little bit conviction here. Now I thought that if this 1 hour, there was a small 1 hour farewell gap. If this 1 hour gets broken, we could just break through this like yesterday. What happened? It was quick, like within two, three candles, just like bombarded. Okay. So I was thinking that we could do now as this tapped here, I'll just play the video. Now I started journaling the trade as well. As you can see, it started rejecting again here. Now in this point, now if CC, I buy a contract instead of selling one, bought one. Like I'm inside the situation here, and I'm thinking, what am I supposed to do? And instead of selling one contract here, I decided to buy. Like it was a pure like mistake from my side. I had not done that mistake like what do you say entirely based on my choices. Okay, so yeah, instead of I bought another contract, I didn't buy here. Yes, I bought here as you can see. And I was thinking like we could just invert this gap. So I put my stop loss to break even and I buy one contract here. See, I just instead of realizing, I just press buy. I should have pressed sell if I should. I didn't realize that the profit didn't go down because technically, if you see here, three lots are $255. So if I close one, the profit must go down. That didn't go down, and I didn't notice that. Okay, that was a complete mistake in my part. Okay, but yeah, the market did hit that. I put my stop loss to break even, and then I closed the trade there. So the trade was stop loss break even, and I put it also in the journal. Now here also, I thought that maybe we could still start rallying up from this 1 hour FBG as it happened here. as it happened here. If you see, the market broke through this 15-minute gap, then rejected it, then we started railing up. So I thought the same thing can happen here. We break through this, then we come and then we continue to the high upside. But that didn't happen. There was a 30-minute fair value gap is here as well. I thought that I could just skip it because the 1 hour fair value gap was present, but the 30-minute fair value gap started rejecting the market there, and he started just chopping here. We got stopped on. Definitely, it was the right decision to put my stop loss to break even because my stop loss would have gone oblate. Like this would have been unnecessary loss. Okay, this trade I taken entry after this change the strip delivery. The market started here and here this point. Now see this point. If I would have like this has been unnecessary because most of the time macro it definitely gives like see 48 points if you have just booked there. Okay, but technically I will wait for my full target of this buy side liquidity. So yeah, that was the trade. Yesterday there was unemployment claims as well. I had written down in my notes. Break even trade, rate folder Newsday, unemployment claims. Instead of booking partial, I added a contract. No worries. Took trade in Lucid and funded account. Break even on Lucid and small profit on funded 6K. So yeah, that was the overall trade recap. I put it technically it's a win because I have booked some profit, but I have just written down as break even. So March is going pretty well for me. So yeah, I think so. Main thing that I would like to focus on is most of the time my strategy it has I don't know how well many people are strategies are, but my strategy it has some sort of a pattern. So some period we get a nice sort of a like within 10 to 12 trades we get a nice sort of winning trade and middle one two losses. Like this happens quite often. See this winning part, and now also we are in a technically winning. So I need to capitalize on while we are winning. While we are winning, if I just capitalize on the pattern that after two wins, most likely there can be a next win. See, if you see two wins, most likely there is always a next win it follow or even a break even trade. Okay, so even if the break even trade, we get a nice moment. Okay, like we doesn't just directly hit stop loss. So I need to recognize that and take some sort of action. So yesterday two was win. Now one break even. So today is Friday. Today is the last day of trading day, and also today is no news Monday. So I think so. I will put on a little bit more risks and let's see what happens now. During the Trump news also there are like multiple things that are going wrong. Like the market fell 2% yesterday. Like at the time 9:40, I had saw that Iran was in a, some sort of a conversation with Trump. Like so many like market situation is not so good, but technically if I like my for me my strategy it is working pretty well. So yeah, there was a trade recap. Nothing more to add. It was a pretty simple day. I started getting the buy side liquidity, but the market just started kept on dumping to the downside. If you see here 5 minute, the market starts chopping here, then it start goes to the downside. I don't know what is happening. Okay, what the fuck is wrong? Okay, just let me just close this, leave. Okay. See the market just chopped here, then it just fell to the downside. Like see, there was so much. There is no news. 16:05. There is no news. How come there is so much volatility? Like it's very weird. Like what is happening with the situation right now with the markets? If people are doing inside trading and there is nothing to prove that they are doing it. So yeah, who gives a shit? Nobody gives. Nobody cares. Everyone is on their own. So yeah, that's all for this video. Thank you so much guys for watching. Bye bye. Take care. Let's see today. Today is the last trading day.